Oh,
Hi,
hello.
how
Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, thank you. My name is
Yeah,
Jacques. What's your name?
I'm David. Jacques, did I pronounce it right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, nice to meet you, Jacques.
Nice to meet you too, David. So,
Yeah,
how
where are you
can I
from?
help you today?
So, I would like to have a casual conversation.
Okay, perfect. All right, so tell me
Yes.
a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do? That kind of thing.
Okay, sure. So, my name is David. I'm from South Korea, and I live in a city called Daegu. And so, I enjoy playing sports like soccer, basketball, badminton, also dodgeball.
Okay.
And I have a younger brother and he also likes playing sports. And my favorite subject in school are English, PE, and math, and also
Okay.
science. I think
Okay.
that's it. Yeah. What about you?
Okay.
Can you tell me about
Okay.
yourself?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, as I said, my name is Jacques. I live in South Africa and I live in a city called Johannesburg. It's kind of on the north side in the center of my country.
Oh,
Um,
I know where Johannesburg is. It's also yes close from Pretoria, right?
yes.
Like it's almost next to Pretoria, I
Yeah,
guess.
we're neighboring cities. Yes.
And oh yeah, I also heard that there is a Hillbrow Tower, a really
Yes.
high tower.
Yeah.
I got yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I know about Johannesburg
Okay.
because
It's
actually
more
I have
than
spoke.
I would have thought. Sorry, you were saying?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say actually I have spoken to a tutor who is from Johannesburg and she told me about it. So yeah,
Oh, okay. I
and
see.
oh
Okay.
actually she didn't tell me about the Hillbrow Tower, but I was
Hmm.
very interested in it, so I had a little research about Johannesburg and that's why I know a
Oh,
little.
okay. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, okay, you're a bit more familiar then. Okay, interesting. But yeah, so
Yes.
yes, I live in Johannesburg. And yeah, so I am a full-time tutor here on Cambly. I've been for about a year and a half. Before this, I worked at an event company and I used to make things like costumes, props, decorations, sets, whatever they needed for the various different shows and events that we catered for. So, and I did that for
Oh,
about 4 years.
oh, that sounds pretty cool. Like, how was it? Like, do you do you think that was fun?
Yeah, the work was fun. I really enjoyed the work. It felt a lot of the time it felt a little bit like I was getting paid to play and experiment with a budget. So it was a lot of fun. I got to try a lot of new things, got to make a lot of things. I don't know. I loved that part of the work. But there were other parts of it that were not so nice. And eventually, those not so nice parts kind of outweighed the nice parts of the job for me. um, so I left that company, but I don't regret my time there. I think it was a lot of fun. A lot of things I learned there that have been very useful since. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, I got it. So now you said you're a full time Cambly.
Yes, yes.
So, like, do you use Cambly every day? Like,
Almost every day, yes. So, um, I do have 3 days where I'm not tutoring. Some of them are just so that I can do household chores, go out and do various things I need to do. But yeah, otherwise, I am on Cambly most of the week.
oh, I see. I got it.
Yeah,
And like, what do you think? Do you enjoy?
yes, I do. I do really enjoy this. I enjoy talking to people from around the world. I do actually enjoy kind of teaching and using English. And yeah, I like helping people. So this kind of is a nice combination of things for me. And yeah,
Oh, I
it's
see.
yeah, I do enjoy it.
Yeah, sounds like you enjoy Cambly a lot. I enjoy Cambly as well because I get to speak tutor from all around the world and I can get to know
Mm,
new culture. I
mm,
can speak. How do I say? Yeah, I can learn lots of things. I can also practice speaking English. So I think yeah, it's
Yeah,
a pretty good platform.
yeah.
And yeah,
So, in your time on Cambly, what would you say is the most surprising or interesting thing you've learned about another culture or another part of the world?
so let me think. The most surprising culture is like there is so actually in South Korea the driver sits in the left side, but I
Hmm.
heard that in UK the driver seats are on the right side, and I think that was very cool.
Yeah,
Also,
same in my country as well, on the right side. So,
I know I think that is one of the surprising culture I've ever heard. Yeah, that was
mm,
really interesting.
okay.
Yeah, and I think, well, yeah, I'm trying to think of it more, but it's
Mm,
I don't think I can think of it anymore. But I think
no,
yeah, that is the surprising one.
okay, okay. Yeah, no, fair enough. I think for me, it was always kind of a thing where, yeah, in my growing up, we always drove, you know, left side of the road, driver on the right side of the car. But, we get to watch Hollywood movies and there it's the other way around. So I did get to see and learn about that from quite a young age. But yeah, it is kind of a weird one. I think for me, one of the things that kind of blew my mind slightly, and it's a weird one, but it's got to do with the weather. So, before being on Cambly, I had an opinion about what the weather was like in South Africa and in Johannesburg, and I had ideas of what was hot and what was cold and that kind of thing. But it wasn't until talking to people on Cambly that I realized how mild our weather was.
Oh,
Because
I see.
talking to people from different parts of the world, they do have such varying weather. And I've heard about very cold weather. I've got cousins who live in the United States, and where they live it does get very cold in winter. They get a lot of snow and very, very cold. But the part that surprised me was hearing how hot it can get in some places. So talking to people from like Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, in their summer, their temperatures can go up to 50 degrees plus.
Oh, 15 degrees plus.
50.
I see. I see.
50, 50.
Oh, 50.
Yeah.
Uh, 15 degrees Celsius.
50 degrees Celsius.
Oh my God! I didn't even think you were both that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it goes that high. Oh my God!
Mm. Yeah, no, it gets that hot. So in the middle of the day when it's hot, people don't go out. They don't go outside. If they do, they go very quickly to their car. Everywhere has to have air conditioning. And they tend to only start their day later in the day during summer. So they tend to do stuff more at night during summer than during the day, because during the day it's just too hot. Uh,
I know. Yeah, I don't think they can do anything in the morning during the summer because yeah, maybe if they want to work, then they need to do it at the night or
yeah.
when it's rainy, when
Mm,
it's windy. So
yeah.
yeah, I think.
They don't really get much in the way of rain either. So it has to be at
Oh
night.
yeah, that's right.
And like their nighttime temperature in summer is maybe in the 30s, 30 something degrees
30.
Celsius.
That's
Yeah.
pretty better.
Yeah. Much better, but that's also nighttime. So yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah.
that was surprising for me. I would say that's probably the biggest surprise I have had on Cambly, was just learning that.
Oh, I see. So I got it.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So then you also, so just sort of jumping around in topics. So you say that you are kind of really into your sports, so football,
That's right.
badminton, basketball, and dodgeball. Um,
That's right.
so which of these sports would you say is your favorite? Which do you play the most?
So one of my favorite sports is soccer. I play soccer literally 90% of my time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really love soccer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, do you like playing soccer as well? Like, I want to ask you.
I did play a bit when I was younger, but I was never very good at it. Um, and I guess in my family, just like with my parents, my brother, and I, we never really got into ball sports as much. I did try a bunch of different ones, and I found I enjoyed basketball a lot. And soccer was fun. I did play with other people, but I was just never very good at them. um,
Oh,
um, but yeah, it wasn't a very big part of my upbringing. What I did do a lot of though when I was younger, and I had to stop because of my previous job. And then life hasn't really allowed me to start up again. But I used to do martial arts. I did karate when I was younger, and I did kung fu for between the two schools more than 10 years.
oh, wow! You did the martial arts. That sounds interesting. Like you
Yeah,
learn a lot of skills and also learn how to fight.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, I really enjoyed it for a large part of my life. That was what I did. And with especially once I was doing kung fu at the second school that I went to, because I went to two schools, and the second school I was there for about 10 years before I had to stop. And yeah, learned a lot of different things. Learned to fight. I also did like self defense courses there. So like not just learning, the kung fu, but also what if someone attacks you with a knife or holds you up with a gun or tries to, like more real life things, um, and learning what to do with those kinds of things. And yeah, that was also lots of fun. I was often covered in bruises. And but also what I did realize from that whole thing, from more than 10 years, probably closer to 15 years of doing various different martial arts, I realized two things about myself and about fighting. Is one, I don't actually like fighting.
Oh, you don't like?
It's weird. It's a weird thing to realize after so long, but I don't actually like fighting. I enjoyed the martial arts, but the actual fighting part, I didn't. And the other thing is, if you get into a real fight, the best thing is to try and avoid it in the first place. And but obviously the idea is if you can't avoid it, you know what to do. If someone does attack you, what do you do to defend yourself? But having done that, what I did realize is the best thing to do in a fight is to avoid it in the first place, because the chances are you're probably going to get a bit hurt. And what I also realized um, is I'm a lot more scared of a knife than I am of a gun.
Oh, you're more scared. How do I say this? So you don't like knife? You said it's
I
scarier than
do
gun.
like knives. I do like knives, but I would not want to fight somebody with a knife. That's
Oh,
a
I mean that's
scary
what you
idea.
said. Knife
Yeah.
knife is scarier than gun. Is that what you said?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, really? Oh, that is
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah,
Mm.
can you tell me more? Like why?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. So with a gun, yes, you can hurt somebody from much further away. But if someone's like holding a gun to your face or something like that, the thing with a gun is there's only one dangerous part of a gun, and that is that bullet hole. The only dangerous part is that little bit in the front where the bullet comes out. So if you move that thing there, that bullet is not going to be near you. And if you can keep it there, that gun is not going to do anything to you. But a knife, the whole edge is the dangerous part. And
That's not.
it's the what that will can do to you is also kind of scarier, and the chances of that hurting you is a lot higher. Because one of the exercises we would do in the self-defense course, if we were doing like knife practice, is we would practice like taking the knife away and lots of different things. But one of the exercises we would sometimes do was, okay, Now we're going to do freeform. So one person's going to have the knife and they're going to try and attack you, and you have to take that knife away. And what we would do is we would have like cheap white shirts on, ones that we didn't really care about, and we would put lipstick on the edge of the knife. So they were plastic knives, but we would put lipstick on the edge of it so that if you got cut, you would have a red line on you. And
Oh,
even though we'd been practicing at this point for months and months and months, and it's scary how many red lines you had on you, even with all that practice. So, yes, I find knives more scary.
oh, that's why you think that is more scary.
Hmm.
But yeah, in my opinion, I think gun is more scary because like as you said, you so you can hurt somebody from really far away.
Mm,
So I think that is the main reason why I think gun is scarier than knife.
yeah.